Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my platform. Good evening. Happy Father Days to all the fathers out there. I just want to come on and just briefly say Happy Father's Day. And Mom is doing fine. Just got through visiting her. Stayed with her a while today. I really enjoyed it. We had little snacks and we had lunch together, and we also had dinner together. So she is getting better. I can say that. I thank God that she's getting better. There was a time that she wasn't eating, and now she's eating. Her appetite is picking up, and it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing to know that she is still here, which, today was kind of a gloomy day for me because it's Father Day for one thing, and I really thought about my father today because it's Father Day, and I normally don't think about him as much. Every now and then, when I need my dad, I just need my dad. But God is with me, and I know he's here with me in the spirit. But there are some days, you just need your dad. And so these days like this is one of the days that I need my dad, but I know he's in the spirit. And so I just spent my time with my mom today, and to let her know, she's my greatest supporter when I'm going through things. And so anyway, she's doing well. I thank God for her. And we made a couple of videos and phone calls and just talked a little bit, and knowing that, that she will recover very soon from her brain tumor, that she had her brain surgery. They removed the tumor. I do apologize for that, but the tumor is gone, thank God. The surgeons got all of the tumor, so I thank God for that, because this is her second go-round. In 2016, she had a brain tumor, and they could only get 70%. But this time, somebody say this time they got it all. So I'm grateful for the things that God is doing, and sometimes we can take things for granted, even the small things that God does for us. One thing, we still have our life, our health, and our strength to do the things that we need to do, in the spirit and in the natural. Sometimes we take things for granted, and there are people in the hospital, that can't even do for themselves. They can't even scratch their nose if their nose are itching, some can't bathe themselves or dress themselves. So sometimes we neglect those just small things that we can do on our own. And I'm so grateful now, the things that I'm so grateful that I can do on my own, where I never thought about it. Just if I have to scratch myself, I'm able to use the activities of my limbs, and I'm able to walk and talk and function on my own without any help. And I know that my mom and the rest of the people, if God granted that, it will come to pass for them as well. I can remember when I was sick and afflicted on my bed to where I needed help, and I couldn't do a lot of things on my own, but God saw God saw fit for me to get up off of my bed of affliction and began and bless me to start doing things on my own again, because because it's everything operate and work by faith, your faith, and I knew that I would be blessed to get up and be able to do things for myself, to walk and to talk and to move and to dress myself, to bathe myself and to brush my teeth again. So I'm just grateful for a lot of things. People look at me now, but they really didn't know my story. They don't know my story, completely story, unless I share it with them. And sometimes we don't look like what we've been through, but I praise God that that God raised me up again, and I know if He did it for me, I know that He can do it for others. And thank God that my mom has strong faith. She has faith that to where that she's gonna get up out of that bed and begin to do things for herself. And I thank God for that, because she is a woman of strength, and she's very strong-minded. As far as when people tell her that she can't do anything, my mom looks at them and say, yes, I can, because there's no such thing as I can't do this and I can't do that. So that's where I get that from, that strong faith and that strong will power, to do what I need to do to take care of myself as well. I got that strength from my mom, because my mom always been a leader. She's always been an entrepreneur and a businesswoman. She never had work for nobody but herself. She was a hairstylist for over 40 years in her own place of business. And I thank God for my mom. I thank God for her teaching me how to be an entrepreneur and how to get out here and get what I want, and still have the faith and the courage to know that it will come to pass as long as I don't give up, So I look at her strength and I take from her how she raised children all on her own, and she never gave up on us. She provided the very best for us, and I appreciate that. That's why I work so hard to provide now for myself, because when my son was smaller, I did the same thing. I provided for him the best I knew how. And I thank God for my mom. I thank God for, just watching her. And she never did mentor me in a way, but I watched her, and I watched her how she worked so hard, and I picked up the traits being around her, how she used to carry herself. She was a woman of integrity, and so she just carried herself in a certain way, in a respectful way, and she loved to help people. Even my grandmother, Christine Moore and Ann Murphy, how they loved to help people. They used to do sit and private duty and everything like that, and they would help the people in the community, out of the community, in the nursing homes and hospitals. They would extend gratitude to everyone that they came in contact with, even baking and cooking stuff. I watched them, how they cared for others, even though they was up in age, and sometimes their knees would hurt, their back would hurt, but they were still out there serving others, and that gave me more strength, because sometimes, I don't feel up to par, but I still try to serve because I know one day, and I don't do it by work, but I do it by the love and the faith that I have that one day, as you give to others, it will return back to you. So, it's just the simple little things that we kind of take for granted every day and really don't think about, the motions and the activities of our limbs and our thinking capacity. We just don't think. We just get in the car like I'm doing now, just getting in the car and just going. But it was God that gave me the strength to get up and get in this car, and it gave me the thinking ability on how to function and operate this car and be aware of a lot of things, because I have been reading this book by Dr. Furman, and he talks about dementia and Alzheimer's, how just the little things that we take for granted is opening my eyes that, we don't need to take for granted anything, or we don't need to really not be aware. We need to be aware. We need to be aware how we are operating and functioning from day to day, because the things that we don't take notice of, it's very simple when someone is down on a sick bed or a bed of affliction, how they're not able to do things. Then when you look at them and you begin to think about, hey, I can do this. I can really do this. And you're blessed to do that. And then we think about these little things that we often don't think about. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. But, I'm being more self-conscious of the things that I do and what I put in my mouth to eat, because, that has a lot to do with dementia and Alzheimer's in the long run. How you take care of yourself from head to toe. It has a lot to do with dementia. How you take care of your body and relieve the stress and, just enjoy life, So it's totally up to us. It really is to put in the work and do the work. So, my thing is, whatever happened, it's going to happen, because it was already orchestrated and designed for it to be that way. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I can do to help me to do better, to be better, to feel better. So I just want to come on and just encourage somebody on Father's Day. Somebody may be sick and afflicted. Somebody may be in pain. Somebody may feel like giving up. They tired of being sick and tired. They tired of the aches and the pains. They tired of going through one thing after another. And I do get it. I understand. I've been there, done that. But as long as we keep our eyes on God and put Him first and foremost, then He would do the rest. But we also have to do our part. So I am turning my life around as far as health-wise. I am being more cautious of what goes and comes, what I put in my body as well, because if those who know me, I was a vegan for 3 years, and I tell you, the battle and the struggle is real, trying to get back to that point, but I am going to get back there sooner or later, gradually, because I'm putting forth effort to make a better version of me each and every day. So that I am gonna start a little mini garden, and I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Yeah, so I'm working on me, and I can say I feel a lot better because I eat more green foods now, and I'm getting back to that point gradually of getting back to become a vegan. And once I become a vegan again, I'm just going to stay on the road. I'm not going to veer to the left or to the right, but I'm going to stay on the road this time, as far as taking care of myself and being healthy. So I just want to come on here and just encourage someone just to hang on in there. Hang on in there because, laying up in the hospital, accumulating all these hospital bills and extra expenses. So they say the food is high, the food is too high, eating healthy. Well, I'd rather pay that high food bill than a medical bill, than a surgery bill. Just think about which one did you prefer to pay, and all the medication that you have to be on. So I'd rather keep pushing these greens and these broccolis and turnips and cabbage and different other healthy foods in my body. I'd rather keep pushing that into my system than pushing pills, pushing all that toxin and poison in my body. Now, I'm not saying that to stop your medication. I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not saying that you turn to being holistic or doing a holistic diet, because God put doctors here for a reason. But I'm just saying what I'm planning on doing, what Vicky plan on doing, is to become the better version of myself, to take care of me. Because I don't want to live and depend on a whole bunch of medication. But I want to do it naturally. I want to do it healthy. I want to be whole and complete. And some of this medication, that my body is not used to. Sometimes the medication rejects my body, and I get upset, my stomach get upset, and it's just not good for me. But I'm not encouraging no one to get off of the regimens that they are on, pertaining to doctors and etc. medication. I'm not saying that. I'm just singling me out, myself, what's best for me. So in the meantime, I know that I have to take care of me. I know that I am on medication, but gradually I'm doing my research, and gradually, I'm getting better to get myself out. So, excuse me for the camera, but shaking and everything. But anyway, y'all have the best Sunday of your life. So happy Sunday.